What's going on, everybody? So this is going to be a special segment that we're going to push out in honor and dedication to our good friend Thomas Halfacre. We've talked about it plenty of times on the show, but we wanted to get something out more specific to the event that could be published before it happens. So we're going to do a quick film here, and then by the time you're seeing this, it should be Wednesday before the benefit. As a quick reminder, it is at Rooster's Blues House Highland, 535 South Highland Street, right in Memphis. Sunday, June 1st, 5 to 10 p.m., $10 at the door. Doors are opening at 4. The entertainment starts at 5. Of course, all proceeds are going to Thomas. We're going to be talking about how you can reserve a 4-top for a $100 donation. We're going to be talking auctions, shirts, all the musicians, talking Thomas. But me and Jeff can't do this alone. So we brought in some very good friends of ours here. And then you just heard Paul Moreau, our good friend Paul that we love so much. And Becky Croft.
Hi, guys.
Joining us, too.
Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, we also reached out to Cindy, and Cindy's crazy busy, right? Obviously. Yep. So we have our friends here to help us with this announcement or furthering the announcement. The announcement's been made, but we're just trying to push as much as we can leading into this benefit. So thanks for being here and doing this.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Glad to be here. Appreciate you guys doing this.
You got it.
I appreciate and value what you guys do for the community. So thank you.
I appreciate that, man.
And especially for those in need.
Yes, especially.
You know, it's not the first time that we try to push a benefit, but this one does feel different. 100%. When you can kind of judge someone's character when you see an outpouring for that person. Clear. Thomas has touched everyone, and people are just, fighting for him. Right. So it's obvious for us. Of course, we started talking about it. Over time, all these relationships we've built with y'all, now it's just a text, hey, or we talking at Jimmy and Donna's for Memorial Day by the pool. Hey, I have an idea. Bam, boom, here we are. So it's great.
Love it. It's great.
All right. Well, I want to start with you, Becky.
Okay.
So we can talk more Thomas. You've already indulged in some stories and how long you've known him and the personal connection you have with him. But also, we were going to talk auctions with you, the shirts and how that's all going to work out. But let's first off, I'll leave it to you. If you want to talk Thomas first and your relationship with him.
Sure. I always want to talk Thomas.
Go for it. Yeah.
Thomas has been in my life quite a while, pretty much since my late teens, early 20s.
So for about 50 years or so.
No, it was just like 10 years ago.
I was not even going there.
It was just 10 years.
Well.
Yeah. I'll get with you later on that.
Just roll with Paul. I can mute him if you want me to.
Bless his heart. That's all I got to say. Anyway, so yeah, we've known each other quite a while, and life took us different paths, and then like early 2000s, we kind of got back in the scene of talking to each other. He was my roommate in my house here in Hernando for 3.5 years, and all kinds of great stories
Three's
with
Company action.
Yeah.
Or was it Two His Company?
Let me tell you about the
Who was John Ritter? Which one was John Ritter? Turn the phone off,
That
Paul.
was Keith Lyle, for the record.
Thanks, Keith. Anywho, so yeah, he's done so much for me personally when I lived there. I mean, he upgraded things and, just kept me sane through all kinds of different life challenges and stuff like that, and just made me laugh constantly and have to be patient with really, really, really long stories. He is very
He's been on the show.
detailed.
He's been on the show.
Everything.
Yeah.
And there's no abbreviated version of it. Every time we talk, I'm like, can you give me the Reader's Digest condensed version?
He was perfect for the podcast because that's what we want.
Yeah.
We want stories. Yeah.
He's a plethora of knowledge, guys. I mean, it's ridiculous sometimes. And I'm like, you're making my brain hurt. Stop.
Yeah. And he's a great storyteller, too.
Yeah.
I think I've told you guys, I believe I've seen every one of your podcasts. It's possible I missed one or two, but
thank you, sir.
He was one of the, besides me, of course, he was one of your most engaging guests you've had. I think, I just enjoyed just listening to him.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we have no issues letting someone roll with a story. No. But it's like, we also have to keep it in time. It can't be 2 hours. This isn't Joe Rogan. Right.
Yeah.
So then let's talk about his journey the whole cancer journey.
Okay.
When, because this is the second round, if you will, the second bout. We can get to that. But when did it all start?
So basically last year, kind of springish, he was having a lot of pain in his mouth, thinking it was like a canker sore. He went to doctors. They were treating it for that. Come further down the line, I guess it was maybe like in July. They did a lot of testing, June or July of last year. And come to find out it was cancer on his tongue and in his lymph nodes. So that surgery happened in August, and it was a pretty intense surgery. They basically had to take skin grafts to rebuild his tongue, completely remove one of the lymph nodes. He was, of course, shutting up for the first time for a little while, but he had his little tablet, making jokes and singing songs and stuff like that. So he was able to communicate that way and laugh, and he just kept his spirits really high the whole time. So miraculously, he got through it, started going back to work, doing great.
And we all saw him. Now he's at Lafayette's.
Yep.
The KISS show. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me interject just really quick, and I mentioned this during the KISS show, but I just wanted to reiterate, for Thomas to pull that KISS show off at the level that it did, at the work that was involved, and everything else is just
And he was feeling pain
astounding.
again at this point,
Yes,
right?
It was
absolutely
massive.
he was.
He just didn't let it show.
Absolutely. And for the most part, maintained a positive attitude for, all through it all. So
but that regardless, I mean, even if he was at his healthiest, that was a high pressure, high
Absolutely.
stress build to that show.
Yeah.
It was just nonstop.
And
Absolutely.
luckily, a lot of the stuff, like the sign and stuff, was done the year before.
That's true.
But there was still a lot of details that got kind of lost in the process of redoing
Dealing
it.
with 35 musicians.
Just
And that
hurting the cats
too.
enough is in itself.
no egos.
All these divas. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
Yeah, you don't have to.
But so really, it started coming to a head again with his pain probably February, March, and it just progressively got worse. So one of my other friends and I went over to his house the end of April, and you could just see it in his face.
Yeah.
It was just, I went, okay. Cindy and I had talked about a benefit before his first cancer round. We put that on hold because we thought that everything was progressing along with his healing. As soon as I left Thomas's house that day, I said, Cindy, this has got to roll, and it's got to do it like ASAP.
Yeah.
Well, once I told Paul, once Cindy figured out some time, that rolled into a really quick time.
We've heard that about Paul a couple of times. Like, all you
I know
gotta
what
do
you're
is
talking
just
about.
say something
It was
to the
like-
guy, and he rolls with it.
Well,
Snowball.
Thomas mentioned that on the show. He's like, I have to wait in order to unleash Paul.
He avoids me like a plague unless we're doing something.
But
And
he
he
knows.
lets me out of the cage.
But it's great. Once he puts up the Batman signal, I can't speak. Jugheads have issues with speaking. Then it's go. It's go time. And then you crush it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to talk now some details?
Sure.
Let's talk about the table reservation.
Okay.
Because typically they do not do this. So this is a special situation for this event specifically. So why don't you go ahead and talk on that?
So basically, I spoke with Cindy Wilson the other day. She said that what we'd like to do is get 4 top tables, and anybody that wants to have a 4 top table, it's $100.
Yeah.
So that way you're guaranteed a seat.
yeah.
Again, it's kind of a first come, first serve type of thing, or you can direct message Cindy through Facebook or Roosters.
I would suggest Facebook Cindy. Keep
yes.
it a single thread,
Yeah, and it's just a Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
So we're not
And-
giving out a phone number or an email or
And this
anything.
is cash.
Yes, cash. This is going to be a theme here. Bring cash.
Yeah. Bring
Dinero.
Right.
Hey, one quick comment on the tables. I just want to say, I think that Mike, just throwing a little credit because Mike's one of the probably the biggest live rock supporters in the city.
Michael Hall.
Mike Hall?
Yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Hall. Sorry,
Yeah.
he may be the biggest.
He is
He's
amazing.
huge.
Yeah, I think
Steve
he is
Owens,
such a nice
right
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's true. They need to have a death match.
Celebrity death.
2 go in, 1 walks out. But I think he might have. that might have popped in his head because he's so excited about being. I really want to.
And he's a big reserver.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah.
Mama Darlene and Michael Hall have battled over tables at Neil's before.
He went ahead and said,
That's awesome.
Cindy, I'll give you $300 for 3 tables.
Yeah.
And so that's how that kind of
great.
started.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I think he may have put the bug in the ear initially on Cindy.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that.
And it's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Look, more money.
Yeah,
Right.
More money, more money.
That's what this is all about. Is We're raising money. So cash. There's not going to be. They're going to need it up front.
Right.
We're not looking at Venmo and Cash App and PayPal.
Right.
Bring your cash, please. Now there's going to be auctions.
Correct.
Tell us about the auctions.
Wow. So we've had an outpouring of people that have stepped up, and we can still even use more. So, but right now, we've got certain things like instruments, music memorabilia, items, art, collectibles, jewelry, sunglasses, baked goods, gift baskets, services, and we just got suggested to do a 50-50 raffle.
Okay.
So anybody that puts money into the pot, they'll get a ticket, and then whoever's tickets drawn at the end of the night gets 50% of that. Thomas gets the other 50%.
Unless they wanted to donate it.
I would never take the 50%.
Right.
Personally.
I'd take it and then throw it in the pot.
You get it right back, yeah. So I'm sure whoever wins will do
Maybe
that.
pay a little bit to your bar tab or something, just for a tip.
Yeah, help your servers.
That's a great idea.
Servers are working for you.
Yeah, so back to your cash theme. Also, please bring lots and lots of cash for you. don't necessarily, I don't think, pay for the auction up front, but everybody bring the green. Open your wallets.
There's going to be a tip
hearts.
bucket there.
Yeah. And Rick Hale's going to, you know what he's going to do to you if you don't participate.
Oh my God, he's going to grab your
Pay
wallet.
attention.
Yeah,
But he'll say it in different ways.
he's going to MC auction spots during the night.
He's the guy for it.
Sorry.
So speaking of bringing cash too, there is going to be some Thomas Halfacre hit for his audio visual T-shirt. And we need $20 for that. There's only going to be 100 printed out.
Yes.
First come, first serve. I don't care who you know.
That's it.
Right.
You come get your T-shirt.
Right.
$20.
Now,
It's yours.
are they only available for purchase at the event? You
Correct.
can't do it beforehand.
Nope.
Got it.
First come, first serve.
Bring your cash for your T-shirt.
And
Don't
remember,
bug Cindy. None of that. Show up and buy it.
And remember, the doors are opening like 4. We're going to say
so you
4.
got time to get in and
So,
start looking at bidding
The
on
shirts
stuff.
are on sale as soon as that door is open to the public.
Correct.
So you better get there
Correct.
with cash.
Right.
If you want some specific, oh my God, did you just?
Do not record that and
Hold
put it on the next
No.
podcast.
Hold up. So
I'm never coming back. I'm with that other guy.
But okay.
All right, so let me just kind of tell you. I'll give you a rundown of a few specific things.
Please do.
St. Anne Fall Fest. Is,
We need someone to wrangle
reining
these
y'all
cats
in
here.
I'm not doing anything.
St. Anne Fall Fest is doing 4 general admission Starship tickets for their event
Nice.
to donate and bid on. There are Memphis Drum Shop is doing a Thomas Halfacre bass head.
Nice.
He'll want that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should buy it.
I think that Memphis Record Pressing has a specific package that they're doing. There's going to be like a lot of gift baskets and things like that.
Nice.
Booze, perfume, DJ services auctioned off.
Booze.
Booze is always good.
Always wins. Yeah.
Always.
All kinds of Sally's Beauty Supplies. Sign him up. You need some Joshine.
Will there be assorted
Will
polish?
Will there be Joshine there?
Powder
Let's go there.
brushes?
We got to have some Joshine. We actually have the bottle of Joshine here
Man,
in the studio.
we are be
There needs
selling
to
that at
be
the
a
event.
Joshine basket.
That would be great.
photo
That'd be the
sessions.
highest bidded
Photo
item.
sessions with who?
Danny.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
I thought
Good
you
on
meant with
Danny.
Josh.
And Danny is
Photo
going to
session with Josh.
And talking with Danny, I'm not going out of turn here. I don't think. Just talking to him yesterday, he's going to be shooting the event too.
Yes, he
he's
said he wants
donating.
to donate
he's donating
his time.
whole time
Yep.
for that. Yeah.
Which he does an amazing job.
Yes.
And if y'all want to tip him, for that,
There's going to be 100 amazing photos posted.
Danny,
Danny Day. Yeah.
tip the old camera bag if you like, as he says.
The old camera
You ever
bag.
seen the old camera bag?
He'll be right next to the tip bucket.
Yeah. Beat up old camera bag.
Well, that's outstanding. Well, of course, what's going to be happening here? Tons of entertainment.
Yep.
Tons of amazing music from amazing musicians. And that's where, Paul, let's go here. So, yes, doors open at 4, but the band start at 5, right?
Did I fall asleep? Did you mention the bake sale?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Okay.
I said baked goods.
Oh,
As part of the auction.
that's like cookies, cakes, candies, pies. This is Charlie Charlie, right?
Charlie, yeah.
Charlie's putting this together. And he'll be
Go
as
for
happy
it.
as a kid in a candy store for real. And, Charlie and Ben are both humongous live music supporters, too.
Yep.
Nice.
And, that's what's so fun about this town that people, I promise you, because I had a position where I traveled all over the United States heavily for a few years. And I was amazed at how many big cities do not have what's here.
Yeah.
Even like Dallas, they didn't got it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they only do it like Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
roll up the carpet early. It's like, wow.
Yep.
So-
And having the deep history, how so many
Yeah.
people in this community have known each other for 30 years.
Yeah, and some people say it, but I'm sorry, I'm going completely aside.
Go for
but,
it, go.
So, Thump Daddy, you may have heard of Thump Daddy, the Memphis premier dance review party. No, we played at this wedding a couple weeks ago at Botanic, and there was a guy that was there to attend the wedding, younger guy, and he was like, "Hey, are you the guitar guy?" "Yeah, I play guitar." "All right, cool. Are you in a band here?" "No, I live in Nashville." And he actually is on like the publishing copyright side of things. He's not a performer, but he went on to tell me, which I is like, I don't hear this. Whoops. He goes, "I love leaving Nashville and coming to Memphis for the live music.
That's cool.
Nice.
I do it all the time. And it's the best. It's way better than what Nashville has. That's what he's telling me." So I told him, message me on the Thump Daddy Facebook and I'll hook you up. Like whoever's playing, such as formerly known as, or whoever it may be.
Or 6 Feet Thunder is the actual
Or 6
shirt.
Feet Thunder.
Yeah.
Edit that out. Okay.
We got Rock the Boat. We
went-
got,
Yeah.
we got
Ooh.
Becky wearing that shirt. We got
got
Tilt
Tilt.
over on Jeff.
Look at that.
Yep.
I'm being selfish and I'm just throwing a red
Yeah.
podcast
Yeah.
shirt on.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk about the
Let's talk
band
band.
stuff?
So who's
Okay.
starting the night off at 5 p.m.?
Okay, yeah. So the first band will be the Pinch, and they were at this party we
Jonas
had
and
yesterday.
Leslie.
Jonas and Leslie and the guys.
Yep.
And I told them both, and I mean it. They're like my new favorite band around town.
Love 'em.
They are. Every one of those players is. Jonas is a maniac.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, not the guitar and drummer, but the guitar guy's great. They're all great. And Leslie is an
Leslie, oh my
absolute
God.
hoot.
Yep.
She is a hoot,
And
yes.
she's got the most amazing voice.
She's got a great voice.
Powerful men's songs, and she's just
Yeah.
nailed
And
it.
good for that
does.
genre they
Yeah,
play
and they're
in.
both so nice, and it's just I love going to see them.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to for a long time. I never got around to it until a couple months ago.
Well, you're going to see them.
Leslie,
So-
You're going to
do
see them at
Hunger Strike.
Roosters on June 1st.
They make me tired. I could add them to my weight loss program. Just go to those shows and I'd be worn out after watching them run around the stage.
Yeah,
and
for
everything.
sure.
we
for
we
sure.
get to sit down in here.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
way more chill.
All right.
All right, and
6
then-
p.m.
And then the next one is going to be Play Rough,
Yeah.
which they performed very recently at our Kiss thing, and I probably heard more people talking about them as far as, wow, did you see Play Rough there? That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah.
They are.
So none of them have any hair anymore, or if they do, it's gray. Unlike the pictures you've seen where they look like what's the band?
Poison.
That always, well, there's one I always pick on.
Nelson.
Well, something like that.
They look like a whole bunch of
There was
bands
one
back
80s
then.
band that Carmen Appice was in, and all the rest of the guys had dyed blonde hair. I'm like,
Oh,
I
okay.
just can't think of it. They know who I'm talking. You know I'm talking about, Jimmy Fulp. So sorry, Pinch 5 to 6.
Yes.
Play Rough 6 to 7. Roughly.
Yeah.
We're gonna have swap outs, all that kind of stuff, and then Black 50.
Now, this is a big deal here.
is
I'm looking so forward to this.
You tell.
Because this is a reunion, with many years since the
Yes.
last performance, right?
I there was a period where I stopped seeing bands because I went to a higher education school and kind of dropped out, and they were right in that period.
Right.
Did you
Yeah.
see them back in the
I
day
saw
and all
him,
that?
like once
Yeah.
back in that day because I was
Okay.
doing adulting stuff.
So
too,
Yeah.
Did their time run out early 2000s?
yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that.
So it's
yeah.
been 20 plus years since
Yeah.
they've
Yeah.
performed together.
Yeah, so this is excuse me, a big deal, and I know it's Sean Few. Imagine that.
Oh, man. This
I
is
don't-
where I learned of Sean Few's existence.
Oh, okay. So you saw them?
Yeah, yeah.
Share with us.
Talk
won't
about
you?
it.
Do you know who else
Yeah.
is in it?
Well,
what have you?
I mean, Kimmy T, Kim Trammell, she's the drummer.
Okay.
And I can't tell you the other members. I apologize. It's,
Be all right.
rhythm section. I remember Sean, Sean was just singing at the time. But
So side note,
Yep.
me and Kim went to massage school.
Okay.
Same massage school.
Cool.
Well, so Sean wasn't playing bass?
No, Sean didn't play bass.
What was he doing?
59s. He's a singer.
He was just lead singing.
Yeah, I think he's just lead singer.
Yep.
Okay.
Was he wearing sexy women's jeans at that
Oh,
era?
no.
It was
No,
grunge.
he wore
It was more grunge.
shorts.
Shorts?
Yes,
Okay.
jean shorts and Doc Martens.
How about a fanny pack?
And I don't recall a fanny pack. I don't recall a fanny pack. But no, that's what I saw them at Rascals, I believe is the venue that I saw them
Stage
at.
top.
No doubt.
Stage stop for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I learned of Sean Few and followed him ever since. And just a great band. I can't wait to see them do their thing again.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
For me, it's going to be like that stage stop reunion at Neil's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I got to
For
see
sure.
the Pinch. I'm the Play Rough.
Play Rough.
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Lord Tracy. So now I'm getting to see another band from
awesome.
back in that era.
All these old farts coming back to life. It's like zombies from the grave. All right. So there's
Damn.
7 to 8.
Or a Memphis
that went
M3.
morbid.
I'm just kidding with my friends here. All right.
Now we have 8 p.m.
No, yeah, 8. Yeah, my bad.
So then 8 o'clock, we have Almost Famous.
Yes.
They're actually all the way famous.
I know. It's
To us,
they're very
yeah.
humble.
They are.
So excited about that. And Cindy, right from the start, was like, okay, here's the short list of people I know. Ask this person, that person. Ask Scotty. I'm like, who's Scotty T? Scotty who? So that's what she calls Sudbury. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I told him, I don't, do whatever you want. Lost 45 is the original stuff, this, that, the other. And then he messaged back a couple days ago. All right, I worked it out. Almost Famous is in. Boom.
Nice.
So thank all those
Bingo.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're quick to step up, and they've worked with Thomas.
Always.
Right?
Yep. Of course.
Yeah.
Everybody probably in every band on this list
Yeah.
probably has. I have a million times. Many of. Sean probably has 2 million times.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're 8 to 9, and then the last slot on the flyer, we just built it as a special guest slot because at the time I had some good ideas, but you got to dig around and so let me tell you who's in that. I'm sorry I have to look at my notes because we actually made some changes to the lineup a little bit just yesterday. So this is not, excuse me, in any particular order. We told you the order of the
bands.
show flow,
Yeah,
but
the show.
on purpose, I don't want to tell you the order of the special
Right.
guests or the details of what, I'm just going to tell you who's involved.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys ever heard of, there's this married couple, Kevin and Bethany?
Bethany.
Yeah, she's going to throat punch you when she says that.
Yeah, I know.
Yay.
Well, I won't throat punch her back because she's got to keep that voice. So Kevin and Bethany Paige are going to be one of them. And each one of these, by the way, unless, because our plan is to try to hit the end target, or Lord knows I'll have hell to pay. Unless the venue decides, why don't y'all roll it wider? So pretty much everybody I tell you is going to play literally like 3 songs, sometimes 2 songs. So there'll be boom, boom,
Right.
boom, which I think will be really fun. We'll have to switch over real quick, but it's going to be like one awesome one after the next,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it, watching it myself. So Kevin and Bethany, they will do their thing, just them, like they
Just
do.
their duo?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is outstanding.
It is
It is.
outstanding, quite entertaining.
Yes.
Maybe they'll do the theme from Good Times or something.
Well, they had that. Kevin and Bethany, if you see this, the TV medley. I already texted them. Here's my picks. TV medley.
TV
Come shut
medley.
me out. And also Bitches Whatever, if you're familiar. All right.
So vulgar.
That's Kevin's music, not mine. Just like his Whipped It Out song. He's a dirty little old man these days. All right. We will also have Ken Houston. Everybody knows him. Everybody loves him.
Everyone loves Ken Houston.
Every Buc-ee's location hates him.
They need to sponsor him. For real.
Yeah.
So he and also of the duo with Darren that he does, and he does a whole bunch of he's all over the place all the time. But on that one, so Bobby Ireland will be playing the Skins. We groovy kids call it. David Haynes, keys, Seth, and Joshua.
Seth
A.K.
Kuykendall, by the way.
Yes, Seth Kirk. I'm sorry. Some of these people, they're like Shara to me. They just have their name. Seth Kuykendall. Joshy Haynes on
Joshy.
guitar. and Patrick O'Daniel on bass, which
he's a fine Irishman.
he doesn't.
He likes to slap at a bass.
Yeah,
Slap at
he
the
doesn't
bass.
go out and bother people near as much as most of us in this room. So some people don't know him, but he plays for Island 45 in town, which they've resurged recently a lot, and he does
Magnum Dopus.
Magnum Dopus, which is an all original project.
Well-
And I've known him since I was 17. He's a crazy talented
Super
guy.
5 too.
And sidebar,
Yeah, Super 5 too. Thanks.
sidebar to how it gets fun when all these musicians come together for
Love
whatever,
it.
whether it's a benefit or a celebration for like Kiss, whatever.
It's great.
You get to meet other musicians, and I don't get to meet other bass players at a gig, so
Yeah.
I got to meet and get to know Patrick a little
Yeah.
bit. It's really cool.
It's great, man.
Mark Vines, now he and I
Yeah.
are buddies, you
Yeah.
know,
They
because
Just
of
pop out of the woodwork.
Well, he likes me
sometimes
better
around
than
here.
you.
yeah. What's that?
I said he likes me better than you. I was just kidding, man. You know, it's funny because like Tom Slagle, you know him, the keyboard.
yeah.
He and his wife are not from Memphis, but he's been here a number of years, but also didn't really get rolling in the music industry until I think really back again about 5. But he always like, Paul, you know everybody in the town. But I've been started pulling every time. If you notice, he's in this stuff because he's fantastic,
He's great,
dependable, and
yeah.
nice. And I'm like, Tom, you're catching up me quick. I got to stop introducing you to people.
So,
He's a class
so
act.
he is part of the
He's
show.
great.
He is part of this show. the
Yeah,
benefit.
yeah. So, sorry, I got ahead of myself. He is. Let me on my fire on that. So then we also have Steve and Shara.
Shara Matlock.
He has a weird last name. She has a weird first name. Steve Rhodehamel and Shara Matlock. So they're gonna roll a couple tunes together.
Nice.
And on the drums, returning to the stage after he says paper cut finger, but it's really a hip replacement surgery. Ronnie Knight on drums.
Friday night. Welcome back, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
We look forward
we're
to it.
looking forward to having them in here for his interview
Yep.
next week.
That'll be great. Tom Slagle on the keys for that one. Seth
Slagle,
Seth
yeah.
Kuykendall again. Myself on the other guitar, and Patrick again. Patrick's all over this thing. All right. And then we will have the lovely, the talented, and also demure Vanessa Sudbury.
Yes.
Awesome.
Miss Rock the Boat.
And
Yep.
she will be performing. Actually, we're going to do a couple of Heart songs.
Nice.
You may
There
have
you
heard of
go.
them. It's a very popular
Nice.
rock duo of ladies back in the day.
Never heard of it.
Jimmy Fulp on drums. As in, what's up, Jimmy Fulp? That's what I always say to him. Tom Slagle again attacks the keyboards, as Josh would probably say. Then Seth and I on the guitars, and Patrick again on the basses.
So you guys are basically the house band.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
Oh, for sure.
of course.
Of course, yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, we will have Mr. Jeff Adams of Starship, who tends to make his way around and do various things, you know, the Kiss thing, he does other stuff. But we also have Jumpin' Johnny Roth
Yeah.
play bomb or something. and you know, John has as good a heart as
Yes, he
Jeff,
does.
but John not only plays for one popular band that travels
Right.
the entire United States and also the globe from time to time, like they just got back from freaking Italy, Starship did. But he's also in Winger, which they're actually winding down.
Yeah, no,
now.
but they just did out of the country stuff too. I think.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
Are they going to tour through the rest of this year? Well, we don't know.
I
we don't
mean,
know.
they
Yeah.
haven't said. It's
Yeah.
looking like not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know that Kip has said, you know, we may still do some one-offs. Think
Well, sure.
at the price. Of course, nothing
course,
wrong with
why
that.
not? Yeah.
But he wants to. He wants to focus on his. He's got a classical music career. He's actually
Oh, yeah.
Grammy
Has been for
nominated artist
years.
and
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Anyway, so jumping Johnny and Jeff, and then backing him. They're gonna do a few, and backing them up will again be Jimmy Fulp, David Haynes on the keys.
Hey yo.
Of course, John Roth on guitar and myself on the other guitar. I'm so excited. I've
Ooh,
never
look
played
at
live
you.
with John. And then Jeff Adams will play his own bass guitar, which
Very cool.
some people don't realize because if you went and saw Fifth Kind or whomever, you get so distracted by how amazing his singing is that you forget to pay attention. His bass playing is crazy good.
Sure.
All right, they're sending me.
I was going to throw it on the screen. But
Well, speaking of Kip,
yeah, okay. Let me see that.
You can put that on your big screen.
I guess he's not looking like that anymore, so he's winding down.
Yeah.
I know
His Playgirl days are over.
Kip's still pretty sexy.
Yeah.
So that's the
So I
special
mean,
guest
goodness,
list.
the special guest segment.
Yeah.
that's going to be a good 90 minutes, maybe 2 hours of jamming. What do you think? An hour?
Unless we change our mind, it's not. It shouldn't go that long because we're literally only doing a couple 3 apiece.
It's a
But
Paul
still,
Moreau
it's-
production. You know that it's going to be on time.
That's true. Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah.
I pride myself on that. Yeah,
Yeah, the Kiss Show flowed. Man, it flowed. Bam, bam, bam,
that's
bam.
at least 50% credit, Thomas. You know,
Well,
Wow.
everyone remember, this is all about Thomas.
Yep.
Bring cash. This is about helping someone who has helped so many in this community. And we just need to give back and help them out.
yeah. Bring cash,
Absolutely.
but do not leave with any cash.
Right.
And there is an ATM in the building. I think you might have mentioned it.
I
Right down.
did not, but thank
Oh,
you for
okay.
I
bringing
did
that
not,
up.
but yep, it's there. I'm sure there's one within reach.
And bring
for
your
sure.
party
In the
pants.
building.
Wear your party pants.
Party pants and bring good spirits,
Yes. Prayers.
positive mindset, prayers.
Good healing energy.
Yes.
We need all
Absolutely.
that.
I think it's going to be amazing.
Yep.
I
It's
said,
going
Now-
to be
I'm
amazing.
really excited about it.
I know that Thomas is really battling some pain and dealing with a lot of issues. Do we know if he plans on trying to attend this?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
He's just one day at a time right now
Understand.
with his healing
Totally get it.
and pain. So,
Yeah.
we're going to send him some good vibes
Sure.
and hope that
Absolutely.
he can make
Yeah.
it because I would love for him even just for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just go in,
But
go
totally
out.
understand, like the man, he's dealing with so much right now,
Yes.
so he may not. But and if he does, give the guy some space. Don't
Yeah,
tackle him.
don't attack him and
Yeah.
try to hug him and
Yeah,
stuff
right.
like that.
Oh,
just
for
give
sure.
him,
Right.
just
Yeah.
give him, little
Yeah.
love ya.
Yep. Yeah, one of
love
these.
ya, love ya.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
But now we hope you're watching,
Yeah.
Thomas, so we can talk to you directly. Look at the love you're getting. It's for obvious reasons. You're a good guy.
Yeah.
I've said publicly that, and speaking for Jeff, we don't know you as much as everybody else, but clearly. But we knew immediately you were just a fun guy when you came into the studio. And ever since then, seeing you out while working, you've always been great. We'll be at Lafayette's watching a band. All of a sudden, bloop, Thomas will just sit right next to you with the iPad. Next to you,
Yep.
he's just hanging out, running the sound.
Mixing and
next to you and
talking.
hanging out, and very personable. So we're here to support you as best we can, Thomas, and we are praying for you.
Absolutely.
We hope we can get on the other side of this
Yes.
and then be done with it.
Right.
Yes.
And like I've done last 2 episodes, you got this shit, man. You got it.
I love it.
Thank you guys for coming
Yes.
in.
Thank
and
you
doing
so
this.
much for having us.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and anything we're
Thank
missing.
you guys for coming out.
Yes.
Yes. So we're gonna maybe talk. We'll definitely talk about. Me and Jeff, on the show that will when we film after the event.
Right.
So I don't know podcast timeline. It might be a week after the event happened that we're talking about on the show, but we will be talking about it. Hopefully, sharing some Danny Day photos as we talk about the event. So because it's not over after this benefit.
No.
And the episode that is out this week, we talked about the hashtag I Love Thomas Thursday.
Yes.
And I mentioned to Jeff, I don't know if you guys knew this, every week has a Thursday. So
I've seen that.
so that can continue. But we gave a big push for this week, too, to do another I Love Thomas Thursday because we're building to this event. We want this event to be massive.
And Thomas tip bucket too. So
Yes.
if anybody's, I know how hard you guys work in the bands and stuff, but if there's anything that maybe, y'all could help out with tips and get to him, that would be so appreciated too.
And we've already made this public. And Thomas mentioned it on a post. We will be throwing a tip bucket at our 100th episode filming, which
Aw,
is
thank you guys.
the Sunday after. No, well, not Sunday after. It's wrong. The week after, Sunday the 7th. Saturday the 7th.
Saturday the 7th. Yeah.
June 7th.
I got all Thomas's stuff right.
Right?
You
that's
did.
all that's
100%.
important.
Anyways,
100%.
when us two shitbirds are doing our podcast at Roosters, there's going to be a tip bucket, and you can fill that up too. All right, bring cash.
Absolutely.
So,
right,
anyways, thank
wrap it
you.
up.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Please go to the show. We're excited to see you there. And Thomas, we love you, and God bless, man.
Paul Moreau.
Love you.
Becky Croft.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes.
Love you, Thomas.
Love you, Thomas.
Yes.
Gee, Thomas.
Oh, wrong song.
Oh, you should have let that go. That was kind of
Yeah. Okay. This is our special announcement music. All right, y'all.
Nice.
It sounds like
Got a good beat.
It sounds like a 2000 comedy movie theme song.
Sounds like a Play Rough song.
All right, y'all. Take care.
See ya.
We'll see you all at Roosters.